Okay, let's get this out of the way. Yes, this is another GLP-1 medication video. Honestly, something I never thought I would be making. I never thought I would take any kind of daily medication ever again, unless I literally could not avoid it. So to say that I was skeptical before I started my GLP-1 journey is to put it very mildly. I have a healthy skepticism of the medical industry in general, medicines, pharmacy industry. Personally, I believe it's all a money-making machine designed to keep us sick, not really designed to keep us well or make us well, and to profit. That said, I do think that in some cases, medications do become necessary for some people. And only you can decide that. I can't decide that for you. You have to decide what's right for you and your body and your life. But so I'm 44 and I decided that I'd done all the things already to improve my health. I've dieted, I've done carnivore, I've done keto, I've done just low carb. I've cut sugar. I've cut all the fun stuff out of my life. I don't really drink. Exercise, walking, all the things. And losing weight and getting rid of my migraines just has not happened. Like, if anything, I've been steadily gaining weight since I hit my 40s, no matter what I do. Fasting, I've done fasting. I still do fasting, intermittent fasting. So I've done all the things and they just haven't worked. So I'm a research nut. And so I dove down the research hole of Tirzepatide and GLP-1 medications. And ultimately, I decided that I wanted to try it to reduce inflammation, hopefully kick my migraines out the freaking door and get rid of them for good, or at least significantly reduce them. That would be great. To lose the weight that I'm packing up around my middle mostly, that's just like, it's steadily growing and it's a indicator of metabolic health, poor health. So I decided to research those options and I settled on trying to microdose Tirzepatide and spoke with my doctor about it. And she has been on board with supporting me with trying it to see if it works for me. She said most likely a microdose may not have the results that I'm looking for, but she's not opposed to me trying it, basically. So that's what I've been doing. Okay, so what I want to talk now are the actual side effects that I've experienced with microdosing. I got one of these little simple calendars off of Amazon. And I use the daily calendar to track some side effects. And then I also put more extensive notes in the bigger weekly slots. So my first shot I had on July 19th, and it was 1.25 milligrams, which is half of the recommended 2.5 milligram dose for Zepbound. One thing that I noticed, like right away almost, is weird, is like this area of my stomach just felt full. That's the only way I can describe it. It just felt like full. Like, it was weird. And then I noticed that I had some like gas and burps, mostly burps, not sulfur burps like some people talk about. I haven't had any kind of sulfur burps, just burps. And I'm talking like, I had a couple nights where the burps, like, so it reminded me almost of like what I imagine like a corpse would do when it releases air. Like, I had just so much gas built up in my belly and it just like came out. It was It was really bizarre. However, that was the worst of it. Like, I haven't had that kind of gassy feeling since my first shot. So I guess keeping it in my system, the burping, like I do still get burps my first day or two, but they're nothing like that first round. Okay. My other side effects that I noticed with my first shot was I had some softer stools. That was it. I tend to be constipated most of the time anyway, or not go a lot because I do a lot of fasting and I do try to eat primarily meat based, so I just don't go as frequently. But I did have some softer stools. I had some minor nausea, which was more like, you know, if you've ever had children and had morning sickness, not bad, but like just transient nausea. Like you're not throwing up, but you just feel a little sick to your stomach, or car sickness maybe, similar to that. I did, however, have migraines. I had a migraine the night I took the shot, which I don't know if it was the shot because I think I was about to start my period, so I typically get migraines right around then anyway. And the weather, we've had a bout of bad weather that week. So my migraines tend to be double whammy, like my hormones and weather just like kick my ass, and then that's when I'll get them. So I had one already starting that night, and then my medicine I did notice that has typically seemed to help reduce the severity or stop the migraine took forever, which I think probably was due to the shot slowing everything down. So it took forever to kick in. So like I had a migraine pretty much all night. And then by morning it finally faded. The next day I had some minor fatigue. I had a little bit of head pain still. I still felt like stuffed and gassy, that weird feeling. Day 3, I woke up and felt fatigued and anxious. I was very emotional that day. Again, it was like my period week, so I tend to get that way anyway around that time. I don't know if the shot made it worse. I just don't know. I'll know. Well, I do know because I had my period recently and I didn't have those feelings. So I don't think it was the shot. Maybe I was just having a rough day. Actually, the shot may have improved things because I feel like this period I didn't have as much of that emotional crap. So there's that. Um, I didn't eat much my second and third day. I tried, but that full feeling wouldn't go away. So like I just didn't have an appetite. So I tried. Um, by the 22nd, so I took my shot on the 19th. By the 22nd, I had gone from 211 pounds to 207 pounds, which is probably water weight mostly. And then I had a tension headache all night. I had to take medicine for that. And then I had a migraine by that evening and I had to take medicine for that, which is again common because it was my period week. On the 23rd of July, I felt great. My mood was good. I didn't have any headache pain. I wasn't burpy or gassy. Nothing. And then the 24th, which was 5 days after my first shot, I decided to do my next 1.25 milligram dose. Again, I had, that hunger suppression, minor nausea. It was less this time than the first time. I did have some tension head pain. I've been struggling with that all week though. So, and the weeks prior to that. So I don't know if it was just a period I was going through where my tension headache pain was just kicking my butt. My mood was okay. The next day, the 25th, I had fatigue and some minor nausea. Felt very full. A little bit of my head pain lingering. The 26th, and those days my weight actually went up again, like 208 and 209 those days. So I ended up staying at 208 and 209, bouncing between the two all the way until the 29th, where I dropped back down to the 207 and then 206. So it's weird. It's like I'll bump up for a couple days, my weight, and then I'll drop even lower than I was before, is what seems to be the pattern that I'm noticing. Um, so, yeah. And then on the 26th, I did have another low-grade migraine. It lasted most of the day. I had to take medicine. Appetite remains low. Um, yeah. So, and my migraine medicine tends to make me sleepy. So I had some days where I was like extra sleepy that week. Um, but it was just because of my migraine meds. It just makes me tired. So, and then the 28th, which was 4 days after that shot, I ended up doing my next shot. Because, like I said, I'm experimenting like with how frequently versus 4 days, 5 days, 7 days, maybe even 6 days. I'll try that to see how I feel. Um, that dose, I ended up doing 2 milligrams because apparently in these Zepbound vials, they always give you a little extra, and it seems to be anywhere from 15 units to one of them I think had almost 30 extra units, which is like almost a whole dose for me. So I ended up doing 2 milligrams that day to see how I would feel on a higher dose. And I experimented. I did it in my lower belly, and then I did the extra in my thigh. And that was actually, I think, the week that I lost the most. I lost ended up losing like 5.8 pounds according to Shotzi that week, which was weird. But I had no head pain. I was starting to feel better, so I started to do some like squats and like kettlebell lifts because I want to prioritize keeping my muscle and, start to, move my body more. So that's how I was feeling then. And then the 29th, my mood was good again. I did some swimming and walking and kettlebell squats again. And yeah, no headaches. The 30th, I did feel a little bit anxious, but my anxiety seems to be improved. Overall, I've noticed since July 19th that other than that first week and that first couple doses, like my anxiety overall, I feel like has improved quite a bit. My mood has improved quite a bit. Okay, so for August 1st, I did my next shot, which was 4 days after my prior shot. And I went back down to 1.25 milligrams that shot. And I believe I tried that one in my arm that time. So I just had the full feeling after eating. I had a little bit of head pain when I wake up. I do feel like sometimes I'm more hungry when I first wake up, which I think is probably just because I'm eating more carbs for like fiber's sake than normal, and I think that makes me feel hungrier in the morning. Mood good. Some minor tension, headaches. Migraine free though. No migraines, just kind of slight tension headaches that I get sometimes. And that was right before my period started, so things improved for that period. And then I did my next shot after that on August 5th, which is again 4 days. I waited 4 days. I did 1.5 milligrams that time. I think I tried it in my thigh that week, just my thigh. Or no, actually, so correction. The first was my thigh. The 5th was I tried it in my left arm. Then I remembered I had a weird ache in my left hand after the shot, which I didn't know if it was because of working, because I'm typing a lot, or if it was shot related. I have no idea. I did have really poor sleep that night in my left arm. I had some anxiety. some minor nausea, some fatigue, a little burpy after that one. So I didn't care for my left arm. I felt like I really slept really bad. I don't know why. I don't know if it was just a day that I was having or if it was shot related, but I was not a fan. So I have not done it in my left arm since. The next night after that, I slept like a rock. My mood improved, and the little bit of migraine that I had had previous in the week was gone. August 8th, I ended up having a hormone migraine, which sucked. Pretty much lasted most of the day like normal. However, the medication did at least reduce the severity, so it wasn't terrible. But I still spent most of the day fatigued, drained, and in bed. August 9th, my headache migraine was better. Mood was good. Appetite was going up, which tracks because I was on the smaller dose. I decided to delay my shot instead of doing it 4 days that time. I decided to delay it, and I ended up doing it 5.5 days after the previous one. That time I did my belly again, my lower belly, because that seemed to be the best spot so far as maximum weight loss and just in general side effects. I track it on Shotzi, my side effects as well, and weight loss. No head pain. My weight did go up that day. I was burpy and gassy, but my mood was good. Anxiety was low. I swam. I walked. Next day, August 11th, I was pain-free, mood good, anxiety low, food suppression, not nearly as burpy. I did have 2 soft bowel movements. Maybe I just needed to go. I don't know. And then here we are today. I feel fine. I feel good, normal. And I am down now. Today I am at 207 again. No, Pips. 203. August 12th. So I started July 19th with my first shot. I've had 6 microdose shots in that time period. And I am down to 203. I did drop to 202 one week. I don't know which one, but then I bumped back up. So I kind of like just go up and down, up and down. But tracking it in Shotzi, it was averaging to like 2 pounds a week, basically, which is a healthy rate of weight loss that I'm happy with. So that's it. Side effects. That's what I've been having. I do intend to, I think, up my dose to 2 milligrams again. I think I'm going to start doing 2 milligrams for the next few shots and maybe do 5 or 6 day spread and see how I feel on that. Because, like I said, I'm trying, in my previous video, I said I'm trying to keep my levels kind of up so they're not like way down and then up, way down and then up. They're kind of just more going like this, and hoping that keeps inflammation down and manage my migraines more along with the weight loss. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm an experiment. This is not how the doctors recommend you do this. This is not what they studied. I'm doing my own personal self-study on myself. So your mileage may vary. I do not recommend any of my methods. You have to decide for yourself what works for you. So if you like this video and you want more of this type of stuff, or if you have questions or comments, or you want to share your own experiences, because I would love to know if there's more people that are seeing good results with lower doses of, GLP-1s in general, but Tirzepatide in particular, since that's the one that I'm on. Drop them in the comments and like and subscribe this video. Share it if you know someone that might be interested. Thanks.